Welcome into my craft room, friends. I'm Heidi with Heidi Sample DIY. In today's episode, we are going to be making 4 brand new crafts that have a farmhouse flair to them. I am super excited about this because these are everyday farmhouse crafts, things that you can leave up all year long that look really high end and are so beautiful. Also, at the end of these 4 crafts, I have a Dollar Tree haul. I'm going to be sharing a shop with me where you can check out all the brand new things that they have at the Dollar Tree. I love doing these videos from time to time, so we're going to do that at the end of this video. Now come along and let's make something beautiful for our homes. This project is super simple. We're going to use this wood piece from the Dollar Plus section. It was $3. We're going to use these hooks that I got from the home improvement section at the Dollar Tree. I have this stencil, I'll link it down below. It's from Amazon. Some of these white sunflowers from the Dollar Tree, and then this greenery. They have lots of greenery at the Dollar Tree. This greenery was from Hobby Lobby, but I got it on sale when they had their 40% off florals. Take off that twine hook at the back and then give it a coat of paint. You can paint it whatever color you want. I'm going to go a more modern farmhouse with this look, where I'm going to be painting it just white. I ended up doing 2 coats of paint because it is a raw wood, so it's going to absorb. I did want to see a little bit of the grain coming through, but I didn't want to see it too much. So I gave it 2 coats of paint once it was dry, and make sure it's really dry before you move on to a stencil, because that will smear the paint if it's not. I then took some washi tape and I taped my stencil down in place. Now, if you've never worked with stencils before, friends, they're so much fun, especially if a Cricut or a silhouette is not in your budget. This is the coolest thing to get that beautiful high-end calligraphy look, font look, whatever we want to call it, on a project. And you can use it in many different ways. This particular stencil, I got it from Amazon. It comes in a pack. I'll link it down below. Once it was dry, I peeled off my, actually that's not true. I peel off my stencils while they're still a little bit damp. That's just how I do it, but you can wait until it's dry. But truthfully, I pull it off when I first finish painting because I want to make sure I can clean my stencils properly and not have them get messed up. How I do that is I put a wipey down on the table surface, then I put the stencil, and then I rub it. Now, to make sure my stencil paintwork is all completely dry, I used a heat gun, and now I'm going to come in with some sandpaper, and I'm going to rough it up just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Again, we're going for a cleaner farmhouse look, but I do still like a little bit of distressing. So I'm just taking my sandpaper and I'm going to rub over it, and then now I'm going to move on to these hooks that are so nice. I was so excited these were just $1.25. These are sold at home improvement stores for way more, $3, $4, sometimes $5. And there was 2 of them. So I'm going to just drill some holes, use the screws that came with the hooks, and then screw those into place. This is going to be used in my kitchen to hang up aprons. I thought that this was such a fun and easy project, and it has such a nice finished look when we're done. Now we could stop there, but I wanted to give it a little bit more of a farmhouse flair, so I'm going to put on some greenery. I'm adding on some of this boxwood, and I'm going to use these clips to hold it down in place while everything dries. And then because I'm going to be using this in the summer and the fall time here in my home, I'm going to add this white sunflower. I thought that looked really pretty. On the back side, I keep all of the little metal components when I take apart frames and projects. These little hooks are from previous projects I've gotten from frames. So I'm going to just screw those into place so it has a nice way to hang it up. But you could definitely just hang it up with twine or ribbon, whatever you want. You can also use the little tab openers on a soda can. I've used those before for hang-ups. They work really great too. Now if your screws do come through, add a little hot glue and it's ready to hang up and be used in your home. I was on Antique Farmhouse the other day and I saw this really beautiful plant vase. There was no way I was going to pay the $50 they wanted for it. So I'm going to show how I made mine for way cheaper. I'm using a wood round, some of these little finial pieces that I get from Hobby Lobby when they're on sale, the clay pot, and the glass jar. All of these things are from the Dollar Tree, except for those little finial pieces, but you could also use the chess pieces that are in the kids' game section area and use those as finials. Or you can just not put legs on it. Or you can put little square wood pieces, whatever you want to for your piece so you don't have to go to Hobby Lobby. I glued those little leg pieces, well, they're finials. I glued them on to make it look like little legs on the wood round. I used wood glue and hot glue for a long-term, short-term hold. And now I'm going to paint the wood round. I'm just using a matte black paint, and then make sure it's completely dry because we're going to need to glue everything together, and I don't want it to cause any problems with the glue not binding properly. Also, make sure you always finish the bottom side of your projects. It just makes it look more high-end when you choose to paint the back side of things. It always drives me a little bit bananas when I see other crafters here on YouTube not finish the back side of their projects, because that's how you can tell that it's not store-bought. So, finish the back sides. That's just my personal opinion, but you do what you want in your craft room. Now, to bind the glass and the wood piece together, remember the paint needs to be completely dry. I'm going to use E6000 and hot glue. And then we're going to move on to the pot. Now, you don't have to paint it, but I want to give it a farmhouse flair. This is kind of a modern farmhouse look project. So I'm going to add a little bit of white distressing on this clay pot just to elevate it and bring some more texture to it. In the end, you'll see how pretty they look all together. So the trick is don't put a lot of paint on your brush. Keep it dry and keep it moving. Now I want to conceal that glue at the bottom of the jar. You do not have to do this part where you're going to glue them all together. You can switch out your plants when you want, but I want to make sure everything looks really finished and clean. So I'm adding in some Spanish moss around the clay pot. I'm putting in my piece of foam. Foam is also from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to add in some more of the Spanish moss. By the way, I have not been able to find the Spanish moss at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they're carrying it or not anymore. And I hope they do because it's like something I use all the time. I mean, I know you all know because you watch my videos, but when you see it, you know that I use the Spanish moss a lot. But anyway, I need to find some more of it. Let me know, do you get your Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree or do you go to someplace else? Like maybe I need to try Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Either way, I'm going to use some greenery, and I'm going with a more muted greenery, not a really bright greenery. I get this pick from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to then add some more hot glue and E6000, stick that down into the pot, and we have a beautiful dupe for a friendly crafter's budget, and it looks so high-end. If you are enjoying this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It just lets the algorithm know that you're enjoying my content, and it helps me see that you like what I've been putting out. It would mean so much to me if you could do that. This is such a darling project. I don't think that decor always has to be big and massive. Sometimes it's cute to have little pieces. I found these pastry metal trays on Amazon, but I know they have them in different places at the Dollar Tree, sometimes in their baking sections, and sometimes you can find them at thrift stores. I'm going to also be using some Spanish moss, some greenery, and then this 3D wreath ring form. That was like really a tongue twister. I had to practice it a couple of times. I'm going to take some of that wire, because we just want to use the wire, not the actual wreath. I'm going to cut it down to where the wire is about 10 to 11 inches long. You can make it as long as you want, but that's about how long I did mine. I am going to bend it so it looks like a rainbow. And then I'm going to add E6000 into the bottom of the tray. Don't do too much because it can take a little bit to dry and you want to be able to work quickly. So just do a little bit so it can sit right in there. Hold it in place the best you can. It's going to wiggle around a little bit. You can see mine doing it too. And then add a little bit of hot glue. Not too much. You don't want it to take a long time to dry. Just a little bit to hold that wire in place. Once it's dried, move on to the next one, and we're going to crisscross those wires, and then you're going to go the opposite direction. So a crisscross one direction, a crisscross the other direction, and you're going to need to make them just a little bit different in height so that the bar doesn't crash into each other. Once it's all done, use your hot glue to go in and secure everything. That E6000 is in there too, but you have to add hot glue anyway to conceal all the middle components of it. So I'm going to just add that hot glue, and then to conceal the hot glue, we're going to add in our Spanish moss. We are making the tiniest, darlingest little bird cage. I think that this is so adorable to put somewhere in your home. This is why I was saying I don't think all decor pieces have to be big and substantial. Sometimes it's cute just to do little things like this. This could be so cute on a bathroom sink counter. It could be so cute on a bookshelf, on a coffee table, wherever you might want to put it, next to a picture frame on a nightstand. I just love the little simple touch of a tiny little bird cage, and it's a fun way to use these little pastry little trays that you can get and find all over the place. I have had these metal silver trays inside my craft room for so long. I get them from the Dollar Tree. They still have them. I think they have an oval shape one as well. But we're going to use them today to turn them into artwork. I bought a bunch of them a long time ago because I wanted to make something with them and I never got around to it. So today we're going to use a stencil and some paint. And you can use whatever paint you want. I'm just using acrylic paint to show that you can do it with acrylic paint too. You don't have to have anything fancy. You can tape it off and spray paint it if you want. You can use chalk paint if you want. Whatever you want. Use your supplies. But I'm going to use acrylic paint. And I didn't have the exact color I was looking for, so I just mixed my colors together. I added a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, and then an apple green, because I wanted to get a green color. So almost like an olive green. And then here's the funny thing. After I painted all three of the trays their first layer, I decided that I didn't want to do olive green anymore. I wanted a sage green. So I added some white to it, and then I ended up with the perfect color. I just love sage green. I've always loved sage green. Years ago when I was a teenager, my mom would let me paint my room different colors as a teenager, and like every year I would paint my room a different color. Once upon a time I painted my room sage green, and it was just such a calm, soothing, beautiful color. Leave a comment down below to let me know if you like sage. It's kind of funny, it's a trending color again. Like, trends are so weird, they come and go, you know? And I don't hold my breath on trends. I just do what I like to do for my home, but it's a trending color again. Once the green was all dry, I'm now going to come in with this stencil packet I got from Amazon. I will link it down below. There are all these beautiful leaf stem picks that are artwork stencil pieces. When I do my stencils, I do not add a lot of paint. I like to do what's called steepling. You're going to take very little paint. You're going to put down your stencil, hold it in place. I'm not using tape this time. I usually put it down with tape, but you're going to put it down, hold it in place if you don't want to use your washi tape. And then you're just going to tap, 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 tap. And I go over each one or two times by steepling, and it's where you tap your brush. You don't want to drag, because when you drag a brush, the paint gets underneath the stencil. Now I am doing 3 different artworks, and you can see that I am adding on a bunch of different branches of the same stencil for each artwork. Just make sure your stencil is dry on the bottom, wipe it off before you use it again. But when we're done, it makes the most beautiful artwork, and this looks so incredibly high end. I hope you will give this one a try. The silver with the paint and the leaves, so beautiful. All right, friends, come along, do a shop with me. I headed to my local favorite Dollar Tree. I have a bunch of them around me, but this one always has the best new stuff. I don't know why, but they always do. First thing that I found walking up to the store was they had eucalyptus in 3 different colors. I was so impressed by these because they sell these at a lot of different stores, and they cost a lot. One pick was $1.25. Such a good price, so beautiful, so high-end looking. I love those. I picked up some of those for a future project. I also found they didn't just have that as a new flower. They had a whole bunch of Gerber daisy new colors. They had these, I don't know what I would call this flower. If you're a gardener, leave a comment down below, but it almost looks, because it's got a boxwood on it, leaf. I don't know what I would call that. Like, I almost thought for a second like it's a little allium, like a little sprig of allium, like the head of it, but I don't know, maybe you know what that flower is. I think they were just having fun and brought 2 different plants together. Here is some more boxwood that they had in purple, burgundy, and then I loved the citron green with the darker green of the boxwood. That was really pretty. They had these tiny rosettes in some new colors. Those are going to be so pretty for the fall. I picked up some of those because I want to use them for the fall time. I thought that would be really pretty in an arrangement of a wreath or a little floral arrangement that I put in a cute little box. Here are some white ones if you don't want to go too bold with your colors. I also loved this sprig. I love that it had these little berries on them. It had them in a bright pink and an orange color. And I also found this one with these little tiny ditzy white flowers. It had a fern with it. Really pretty. Last flower I'm going to share are these Cosmo flowers. I think these are so pretty. The peach one is my favorite, but they also had a really vibrant pink and a really vibrant orange, and then a solid white. Heading inside the store, it's summertime, so they have all kinds of their summer stuff out. If you are planning a luau type party, save your money and do not go to other stores. Go to the Dollar Tree. They have lots of options. Now, I've talked about this a bunch here in my craft room. I love using these hula skirts. It is the best resource for getting a hold of raffia because it is on a string and it keeps it tidy so it's not blowing up whenever you pull out your raffia to use it. They have it in 2 different lengths, and that's new. They normally only sold the long one, but now they're selling a kid's version, a shorter one. Pick up some of these hula skirts. They're so great to work with for crafting if you ever like using raffia on your projects. I also found these were new. I didn't see these last year. Maybe you have. I haven't seen them before. They had these pink flamingos when I had my daughter. I have 2 sons and a daughter. When we had my daughter, we had a flamingo themed baby shower. So that just brought me back to those memories. I ended up picking up 2 of them because I want to do a summer project with them. They also have a new lantern. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but this is it. And that was on an end cap. Coming back over to the summer stuff, I found this little ice cream treat bowl, and I loved that it had a scallop on it. There's also scallop plates over to the right. You can see them, the pink, teal, and purple. But this scallop bowl was so cute. I'm going to do a DIY with those in the future. Now, what would the Dollar Tree be without some of their really fun signs that you can use to craft with? I love buying these signs because they're easy crafts, and you can turn them into wreaths. You can turn them into standing decor. You can make them into hanging things you can hang up on your wall and really spruce them up. These are all of their newest ones. I really loved this one, the Sunshine Summertime. I thought it was so, I don't know, California. I'm from California, but I loved the vibe of it. I thought it was so fun. Now, some of their kitchen stuff for the summertime, they have a sage green with a turtle look. They've got a cobalt blue with a butterfly look. They've got a red with watermelon look. So whatever your theme is in your kitchen or what you're planning on doing, this is a great way to introduce a fun theme for your summertime decor if you like to switch things up in your house. I like to use traditional white plates for everything, and then I will buy some of these little bowls or some of the chargers, like a bigger plate, and I'll layer my dishes whenever I'm like doing fun things around the house in my kitchen to, throw dinner parties and stuff. I also love that they had some fun shaped ice trays. My daughter loves making those kind of things where she likes to make cute little butterfly ices, and so I thought I would share that. One of the other things I found, which was really cool, because I'm from California, Dodgers were my team. Now we're in St. Louis, so now we have the Cardinals, so I love both. But when you go to baseball games, they have these little baseball caps so you can get treats inside of them. I thought that was so cool. That's the first time I've seen them carry these there, and normally it's so expensive when you go to a baseball game to get one of those, so I thought that was pretty cool. You can customize with vinyl or just vinyl in general or stickers, whatever you want your team to be. If you want to put a team on that little hat, it's up to you. They have great paperware. They have great flags and wood decor pieces. There was so much good 4th of July stuff. Dollar Tree really is stepping up their game with the stuff that they're bringing out. All $1.25. This is like the coolest if you're planning on throwing a summer 4th of July party. Again, luau, 4th of July, head to the Dollar Tree. They've got a lot of really fun stuff there. Now these beads are so beautiful. I've used them already here this season. I love that they're red, white, and blue, and they're really fun to craft with. So you can buy one of those garlands and take them apart and make lots of really cool things with it. Going into the next aisle, there are even more 4th of July things. I think they really wanted to go all out this year for 4th of July, and I really appreciate it because I know a lot of people like to throw 4th of July parties. Why not? It's such a fun time of year. They've got bunting banners. They've got these really cool confetti cannons. They had a bunch of fun drink holders, containers, glow-in-the-dark sticks that have flags on them, garlands, leis, you name it. This area was packed full of really fun things to pick up for future parties. They also have back their red, white, and blue plastic bows. I really love those bows when I'm decorating my porch. I fell in love with this ribbon. I grabbed 2 of them because I want to use those for projects. Look at this red, white, and blue striped ribbon. That one was my favorite. That ribbon I have found before at other stores, and it's way more than $1.25. I also really loved this new Sweet Freedom. I thought this one was so cute. I'm going to pick it up here in a second. I thought it was so cute that it had these 3 dangling ice cream snow cone, almost like treats on it. I'm going to turn that into something really cute in an upcoming project here on my channel. But their signs this year are so adorable. They have this really fun, colorful, almost farmhouse vibe to them. I really appreciate whoever is doing the artwork at the Dollar Tree for these signs because they look great. The truck with the firecrackers in the back of it and the welcome, I had that one too. I grabbed that one. I'm going to turn that into a fun DIY. And then these wood cutout pieces. How cute is the food truck? And then look, they have the little truck with the firecrackers on it too. I grabbed one of each of those as well. This sign, I love it. I actually used this for a previous video. If you go over to my channel gallery, you'll find it for a 4th of July video I did last week. I thought the God Bless America was so beautiful. What a great way to make a Dollar Tree item turn into a fun wreath. I did that in a previous video. Now in their garden section, they have a whole bunch of different stakes and pieces that you can hang up little flags and banners in your front yard. I know other stores charge so much. They've got a bunch of seeds that you can work with, but one of my favorite pieces that they have in this garden section, friends, these, first of all, are so expensive at other stores. And second of all, they work so well. These are gardening domes where if you are trying to seed start from the ground up, these are amazing. You plant your seeds, you put it on top, you put some dirt up around that plastic rim, and then you just give it a little bit of water every once in a while. I would do mine like every 2 days because the moisture traps inside, and seed starting is so easy with these, especially if you have bunnies. I have bunnies. They love to try to attack my zinnias and it drives me crazy. I went over to the next aisle and I found, again in the gardening section, I found this pot where it looks like a beehive. I'm going to turn this into a beehive in a future DIY video. I'm going to do a whole bee summer video. I just think that would be so fun. But look at this thing. It's the shape of a beehive. I was so excited when I saw this. I'm going to turn this into a DIY. It's going to look so farmhouse cute. I can't wait to share it. I'm actually already starting to work on it now, and it's a fun one. Look at the fun shape, right? But they have tons of different pots ideas. And right next to it, funny enough, the bee theme, they had some of these little hangers that had a gnome with a bee look to it. They had the actual beehive with some flowers on it. They had some hanging up flags with some bee themes on it. This was just so fun to see them have this theme because it's summertime, and I love bringing in color around the summertime. We all should be. I really still love the farmhouse white and black. I will always be a diehard person who uses a lot of white and black in my home. But when the seasons are changing, I like to bring in different colors to go with the white and black. This little bucket is so cute. I don't necessarily want to turn it into a DIY, but how cute would that be as a little treat bucket to give to someone for their birthday, or that you just care about. You want to give someone a little treat for the summertime. Those are adorable. And then when we swing over to the side, there is even more stuff. They have these cute stone pieces that you can put in your garden, in your mulch and your dirt, around a little walking path. They have some more metal pieces for the garden that you can use for crafts, or you can attach to a wreath. I attached one of these to a wreath a video or two back, and it was so easy to really upgrade a wreath. Again, check out my gallery. You'll see a lot of those videos. I'll try to link some at the end of this video or up in a tag. The section my daughter loses her mind in, and I let her pick out 6 of them, are these little fairy houses. They really have stepped up their game in this section as well. And I think it's so fun when you want to get a child involved in gardening. And you know, they have some more neutral ones so that boys can want to do it too. It's just the idea of getting them in the garden and letting them be creative. Now over in their kitchen section, pretty much everything was the same except for I found this container. It's a bucket with a scallop top. Now they have another version that I've used before in DIYs, and it's more of a square, but this rounded one, I plan on doing something really cool with it. So I grabbed one of those. And then when I turned around in their party section, I found this adorable cup that has the lid on it. This is so cute if you have grandchildren or children, nieces and nephews, to not have them spill drinks around the house. These are so cute. Or if you're throwing a birthday party, that could be like a favor that goes home with the kids. It kind of cuts down on germs, and then it gets rid of the plastic cups if you don't want to have those. They also had new balloon options for building garlands and really fun light up balloons for the night. And I don't know if you know this, but if you're a Dollar Tree shopper, you know that the best place in town to get gift bags are always at the Dollar Tree. It is insane to me that other stores still to this day charge $5 for a gift bag. Why in the world would they be charging that when you can get the most beautiful art gift bags at the Dollar Tree? And they have so many options. I just want to remind you, as you're getting ready to go into all those fun summer parties that everybody is throwing, that they have everything for gift bags. So just always check out gift bags, stock up on them so you just have them in your craft room, so when you need to give a gift, you can. Now, I'm a big fan of kids crafts, and I love doing kids crafts in the summertime with my kids. Even my older kids still love to do kids crafts. It's so funny. Like, I've got a 22-year-old and he still likes doing that stuff with us when we sit around and we just are talking and making crafts. So I found those melter beads in their home section. They have some new artwork. I really was drawn to this swan. I love swans. It goes back again to my daughter. I love swans. I love flamingos for her. But honestly, we actually call her Bear. She's our little polar bear. We call her Bear all the time. She actually has a ton of nicknames, but I love swans. And I saw that one. I was like, oh, I have to share that. That's so pretty. And they have some of these other artworks. These are just really pretty to put like in a bathroom on a skinny wall next to a door. I really love those. They dress it up, or you can use them for crafts. Here's another glance of all their other artwork that they have. Lots of new stuff. I must have just had hit this store right after they had loaded these shelves, because there were a lot of things on these shelves that I have not seen before. And it was just fun seeing so many new things. I had to set a budget. I was like, Heidi, you're going in here only spending $40. And so it's really easy to get out of control in the Dollar Tree, because everything you're like, oh, it's $1.25. Oh, it's $1.25. And then everything just adds up. So that was a new candle holder. I was showing that black one. I picked up one of those. I'm going to use that for an upcoming DIY. And then over on their sign section in the home area with the decor stuff, I found this new one, hot bath, for 25 cents. That made me laugh. I love how we still put 25 cents on our farmhouse type signs. We all know that a hot bath would not be 25 cents anymore, but I still think it's cute because I still do it myself. I found this really cool organizer kitchen sign where you can write down what your menus are if you have a chalk pen, so your family know what you're making for dinner for the week. They also had another version. It's the exact same sign, but instead of it saying kitchen, it says welcome to our home, and it had the breakdown for the week too. So I thought that was kind of cool. I found these frames that I haven't seen before. It has glass, and then on the back side there's like a card area where you can slide your picture down in there. I thought that was really pretty. I love the black frame. It has a very farmhouse modern look to it. So I loved those. Here is a view of some of their other long signs and wall tiles, and then more frames. They had lots of new frames. The newest frame, other than that glass black one, is also this rounded one. I did a DIY just the other day with this, and I turned it into a really high-end looking lantern, and that was really fun to work with that. But they have a larger version and a smaller version. That's the smaller version. And I realized that there is a white one. And someone left a comment the other day telling me that there are more colors of that frame. I haven't seen them yet, but if they are, keep an eye out for that. Over in their gardening section and their Dollar Plus section, they brought back a lot of their solar lights. They had these beautiful, I'm a gardener, y'all. I'm a gardener. I love being in my garden. They had these beautiful bells stakes that you can put in your garden where they jingle in the wind. So pretty. I loved those. I didn't grab any of those because I was on my $40 budget, but I loved those. I found this. I thought this was pretty cool. If you have an issue with flies getting in your house, it's a zapper. I don't know how well it works. If one of you have purchased it, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious to see if those work very well. They had a $10 hose. Honestly, friends, I wouldn't get the hose from the Dollar Tree. I would just go to your home improvement store and pay like 10 more bucks. But if you're in a pinch and you need a hose, it's $10. It's a good deal for a hose. They've got some more light up lamps for your garden, for your walkways. I love lighting up my walkway at my house. And that's a really great deal for those, $1.25, or no, $3. I missed, I think it was $3. Over in their craft section, a lot of the stuff was the same, but I'm going to show some of the new things. I saw that they had crochet needles. These were new. These have not been here before. Maybe you've seen them. They don't have a rubber grip. It's a plastic grip, but nonetheless, I like that it has the little beveled edge, so when you're crocheting, it sits nicely with your fingers. I thought that was pretty cool. And then they have knitting needles. I have never seen these here before. I thought that was so cool. I grew up learning how to crochet. Knitting was something I picked up later, and I'm still not great at it, but I get the basics of it. But I'm so impressed with anybody who can knit and crochet with patterns. I'm so impressed. It is a skill that I'm not great at it, but I can do it some. Another thing I found that was really cool is the pom-pom maker. I know these were all the rage for a while, and they were really hard to find at other stores. They were always selling out. The Dollar Tree has one now, and they have a larger version as well as a smaller version. And the smaller version has two of them, a teeny tiny one and a bigger one. So this is pretty cool that they had those. I didn't end up grabbing these because I just make pom-poms by myself. I've been doing it for years, but if you don't know how to make a pom-pom, that is really cool to grab one of those. In their wood section, I found these fairy wands. There was a star and a flower and I think a castle. I can't remember what the third one was. I think it was a castle. But those were really cool for a birthday party for a little girl. I grabbed some of the stars in my budget for the day. I grabbed some of the stars because I'm going to use those around the Christmas season or 4th of July. Maybe I'll use them for 4th of July. Moving over in the same craft section wood area, I wanted to show the beads. This is such a great deal for these wood beads if you need to get a hold of some wood beads. I love using wood beads in my projects because you can paint them. A wood cutout that I fell in love with. We grew up with a station wagon. I had 6 kids in my family. I was the baby of 6. So station wagon was very much so a part of my life growing up. And I grabbed one of those because I want to make that into a fun DIY. They also have started carrying crates. I thought that was pretty cool. They're $10. I'm sure you could probably get them cheaper with a coupon at like Michael's or maybe Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. In the same area crafting section, they had ceramic animals. I thought this would be really cool for a kid's project. And my senior who's graduating, he kept giggling and laughing about the dinosaur because it just was so cute and chubby. They were really cute figurines for kids to do a craft with. In their scrapbooking sticker section, I found 2 new stamps. These are a floral stamp and these are beautiful. These are so beautiful. I have friends who personally own stamping companies because I'm from the scrapbook industry before I jumped on here with Dollar Tree crafts, and those would sell for like $15, $1.25 for those stamps. They're so pretty. An area I was very impressed with is over in their home improvement tool section. They had a $5 drill, a screwdriver, and I wouldn't say drill because it's not an actual drill bit on it, but friends, I thought this was so cool. Maybe if you do have drill bits, it might fit inside. I don't know how well the motor is in it. It's $5 at the Dollar Tree. It's probably not great, but they had a stud finder. But hey, it's worth a try if you don't have a drill and you want to put one in your craft room to help with your hands. If you've got arthritis and using screws is a little too much, you can try it for $5. They've got a really long leveler. They've got some wrenches, some just screw kits. Like, I was so impressed. This is all new in here. I haven't seen these before. And I'm really curious to see the quality of them. If any of you have picked these up, let us know, share, because again, on a budget. I'm going to keep saying it because, friends, going to the Dollar Tree, and I think that's what they bank on. They know that it's $1.25, miss it being $1, but they know that they can get us to want to just fill our carts up really easy. These I thought were definitely worth $1.25. These screw organizer, nail organizers are so expensive for the boxes of them, and they're $1.25. You can E6000 them together and organize your garage with all your screws and nails, and you can get 4 or 6 of them, stack them all up. They had sandpaper packets. These caddy boxes, you can use them to organize your screws and drills, things, nails, whatever. But they're so great for summer kits. I love these for kids' summer kits where you can put all kinds of little crafts in them, or like a teacher appreciation gift when you're going back to school, or right now in teacher appreciation season, you put little treats in them like a survival kit. They're the greatest, $1.25, way cheaper than other stores. I found this gold handle. I thought that was beautiful. I grabbed 2 of those. I'm going to do a DIY with those and turn them into something really pretty. I grabbed these hooks, which you saw at the beginning of this video. I ended up using these for a farmhouse kitchen sign where I can hang up my aprons in my kitchen. And then another area, we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end of all these new things I found. I did not know this. They put in a whole upgrade beauty section with face masks. Listen, I buy these because I like to do facials for myself at nighttime. I really like taking care of the face that I have. We get one, so I like to try to take care of my skin as I'm getting older. They had tons of face masks, and those can be $3 to $5. It's $1.25. I grabbed a couple because I want to try them. They had these things for your eyes and your lips to bring down the swelling and the inflammation. They had retinol. I was impressed. I didn't buy it, but I do want to try it. Next time I go back, I'm going to grab one of these retinols, and I'll let you know if I feel that it's firming and lifting things. I don't know. I was really impressed. I found a lot of things in these beauty sections that I was like, wow, this is all new stuff that I have not seen. Tea tree oil for washing your skin creams. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have nice things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the Dollar Tree really stepped up their game in this area. So if you're on a budget, you want to take care of your skin, or you want to make your home beautiful, I like stores like this because it really is crafter friendly, home enthusiast friendly, beauty friendly. Yes, you can spend $30, $40 more at another store, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of being on a budget. I like to save my money. Last thing I wanted to share, and it's because I was really excited. Friends, chicken wire is such a beast to work with, and I love working with chicken wire. But I found these grill trays. I'm going to use this for a DIY. I have something really cool planned with it. I found these, but if you like to grill, they're also cool for that. Use them for the purpose that they are for, but I found this and I thought, I'm going to turn that into something really cool. This is so exciting. So I grabbed a few of those. I hope you enjoyed these for our crafts at the beginning of this video today. I hope you enjoyed the shop with me. I had a lot of fun taking you along with me for the day. Let me know, have you tried some of these things? Have you bought some of these things? And let me know which was your favorite craft for the day. As a reminder, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out here on my channel. And if you're new and you're returning, whatever it is, and you haven't clicked the subscribe button, I want to invite you to click that subscribe button and join my crafting family here. We try to create a very uplifting environment to take our minds off of the worries of the world. There's so much going on out there, but there is so much to be happy about, and I love using crafting to bring that happiness to you here on the internet. So grateful for all of you. I'm going to recommend these videos right here. Check them out. If you enjoyed this one, you might enjoy these crafts. They're new. And until the next episode, bye friends.